White House has commenced its annual Easter egg roll, and as with all things Trump, it's a cluster of embarrassments, and Melania is again showing her true feelings about her husband. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. The White House Easter egg roll is a time-honored tradition. Held annually the day after Easter, it sees children don pastels to roll eggs on the White House lawn and meet the Easter Bunny. For presidents, it presents a photo op and a moment of goodwill for the country. Of course, in the Trump era, it also comes with no shortage of awkwardness and humiliation. For starters, The Hill reports that this year the White House has invited corporate sponsors, including Amazon, Meta, and YouTube, which is owned by Google. In case you don't recall, the CEOs of those companies have had their lips glued to Trump's backside, starting with their appearances at his inauguration. I wouldn't put it past them to sponsor the event in hopes of a tariff exception either. It's also not a great look to spend taxpayer dollars on 30,000 eggs as the price of the product skyrockets, and many Americans report being unable to even afford eggs at the grocery store. But I digress. This year's ceremony kicked off with remarks delivered by Trump from the Roosevelt balcony. He thanked First Lady Melania Trump for her help in setting everything up.
And I just want to give a special thank you to our great First Lady who organized this entire event. She worked very, very hard on it. She worked very hard. I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "I'm working on the egg roll." I said, "That sounds like a lot of fun." And we're going to have a lot of fun in just a couple of minutes.
We're pretty sure Trump meant to thank Melania's staff, since if her history of throwing a fit over Christmas decorations is any indicator, she probably wanted very little to do with the actual planning. Besides, she's barely in Washington, preferring to stay in New York and Florida with her son Barron. And it clearly looked like she did not want to be there. Oh, and by the way, notice that they had a brown Easter Bunny this year. That's probably the administration's biggest push to show racial diversity. And you just know it's Stephen Miller inside that costume. But before we get to the most incriminating moment, Melania stopped off to read a story to the visiting children. Check this out, and I really hope you have a sense of irony. Melania clearly does not.
So what did you learn from the book? Anyone? Tell me. Yes. You need to make friends and take care of them as well, right? Yes. Sorry? Kindness, yes. We've learned kindness from here.
Kindness! Friendship! These are the lessons that the Trump White House wants to teach people. They're such authorities. Or maybe Melania's going for some kind of weird anti-comedy stand-up bit in the vein of Andy Kaufman here. You know, the kind of bizarre, provocative stage act that isn't funny at all in the moment, but becomes hilarious the more you think about how unfunny it is. Somehow, we have a feeling Melania's not quite that sophisticated. Though, I don't know, given what we're about to show you, maybe this is a whole second-term shtick that's gonna play like one big episode of Jackass when Trump finally leaves office. Think we could be so lucky? At any rate, after story time and after the roll, Melania and Trump decided to spend some time canoodling with the kids. Though, with a twist.
I'm really into this. No, I'm really into this. It's tough though. We don't have a white crayon. What am I going to do? Leave it white, I guess. Leave the whole thing white. Okay, smile up there, kids. You know, where your mom and dad said, First Lady. You know who she is? First Lady of the United States of America.
You know, for a springtime ceremony, that looked awfully frosty to me. In past years, presidents and first ladies have sat together to read, or walked the grounds arm in arm, or generally shown affection to one another. But not in the Trump era. Melania looks like a hostage trying desperately to get away. I wouldn't put it past her to scrawl some note in crayon and pass it to one of the kids saying, "Send help." This chilly moment of the Easter egg roll comes following revelations by author Michael Wolff that Melania has truly grown to hate her husband and would love to divorce him now that their son Barron is grown. During the 2024 campaign, Melania did not appear alongside Donald Trump in court, and she didn't appear at many campaign rallies either. According to Wolf, she made it clear that she would only appear on stage with him if he won the election and wanted nothing to do with him or his political career otherwise. And who can blame her? She's married to a philandering rapist. On the other hand, and in due credit, Melania Trump shows great willpower here. She resists the urge to hurl eggs at Donald Trump. And in this era, that takes discipline. This is Occupy Democrats.